YouTube has changed my life, it's improved my life in ways that I never imagined possible. Now, if you'd have told me when I first started out on YouTube 2.5 years ago that I would be saying those words, then I would have assumed that it meant that I had grown my channel to thousands and thousands of subscribers and that I was making mega money on YouTube. Now, that wasn't my aim when I started out on YouTube. However, it is how I would have measured YouTube success. And where I am now, 2.5 years later, have I grown my channel to thousands and thousands of subscribers? No, I haven't. I haven't grown any of my YouTube channels, as I have 3. This is my 3rd YouTube channel. I haven't grown any of them to 1,000 subscribers. But yet, YouTube has changed my life and it has made such a positive impact on my life, which I'm going to tell you about in this video. So the first way in which that YouTube has improved my life immeasurably is it has given me such focus, such positive focus. It's allowed me to build something for myself at a time where I think otherwise I would have been quite lost. I didn't realise it at the time, but it really did. So a very short snapshot. I am a mother of 3 children. I'm a lawyer. I work 4 long days a week. I have a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Now, when I first had my 6-year-old, it's fair to say that motherhood was not what I expected it to be, and it was bloody hard. And I definitely did not take to it like the earth mother that I thought I might be. I was not earth mother. It was really hard. I was out of my depth and having to learn everything again. It was like my life had started again basically in motherhood. And that's actually where I first found YouTube. So I started to consume YouTube content about motherhood, like sleep cycles. So I was consuming the content then. I found it super helpful. But my first maternity leave was a bit of a whirlwind of emotions, and I definitely lost my way in life. Now, my career had been such a focus in my life. Becoming a lawyer had been such a focus, and I was so proud of what I did. I spent most of my waking hours working, and largely because as a lawyer your working hours are super long, and I worked full time before I had kids, etc. So whilst I loved my life outside of work was such a big part of my life that when I went on maternity leave I was just so lost. So I'd gone from being a great lawyer who was really confident at their job, really good at their job, to being a mother who felt out of their depth and a bit rubbish. Now, maybe I'm being unfair to my past self, but that is how I felt in motherhood. Now, my second maternity leave was different. We were in lockdown, and we also were undergoing a big renovation on our house, which started when my second born was 6 weeks old, and that was my project, okay? That was my baby. During that time, I felt more confident as a mother, but also I had the focus of project managing the build on the house, and that was basically my part-time job. I was mum, and then I was a project manager. Having discovered YouTube in my first pregnancy, my first maternity, then I had been thinking I could maybe make YouTube videos. I was really interested in starting a channel myself, but I didn't feel confident enough to do so. It took me some time to go for it and start a YouTube channel, which I did just as I found out I was pregnant with my 3rd baby. And this turned out to be a wonderful thing when it came to timing. I think the universe, it just has its way of knowing when the time is right for you. And then when I got around to actually having my baby, I had managed to get to grips with the basics of YouTube during my pregnancy. And then that was my focus. It gave me focus when I was lacking the focus of work. So yes, I had my baby, and obviously the majority of my time was spent caring for and loving on my baby and my other kids. But it was really so valuable, so important for me to have another focus outside of being a mum, and that was YouTube. It gave me that focus. It gave me something that I was building that I could concentrate on and that I could feel super proud of. And I'm clearly am that sort of person that needs that. I need to be working on something, okay? So don't come for me. If I'm like that, there's got to be loads of other people. Maybe you're like that too. Maybe you really need that drive, that focus, that kind of project that you can concentrate on, and I was that person. So the second thing that I have loved about building a YouTube channel, a presence on YouTube, has been learning those transferable skills. Something which I had not considered at all, because to be honest, when I started out on YouTube, I didn't realize how much I had to learn. Take video editing, for example. I've come a long way in my editing skills from my first YouTube video until now. And I could take those skills on elsewhere if I needed to, if I wanted to. They are real, valuable, transferable skills. Now, I feel pretty secure in my job as a lawyer, but no job is 100% secure. And it is super reassuring in this day and age, when it feels like people will be made redundant left, right, and center, to have those transferable skills to fall back on. So as well as video editing, I've learned loads about social media management, which I feel I could build into a career of its very own if I needed to or if I wanted to. Also copywriting. I do a lot of writing connected to my job as a lawyer, but I've really honed some of my writing skills here on YouTube. Now, I don't write myself scripts, or I don't anymore, and I very much, like for today's video, for example, I have 4 lines, like my 4 key headings for my points, and that is it. I do not have a script, but I am always writing for YouTube. Take the descriptions for each video, for example, that have to be written, and just in general thinking about that storytelling, how you're going to make your point in an engaging way. I feel like it has taken my writing, both at work and personally, to the next level, and I could take that skill and I could monetize it elsewhere if I wanted to. Like, I am pretty sure I could freelance as a copywriter if I wanted or needed to, and make real money in addition to my regular, like, full-time job. So the next way in which YouTube has changed and enhanced my life, and another thing that I really love, is how much of a creative outlet it is. I am such a creative person, love everything arts and crafts. I've always been super arty, but what I found is basically the older I've got, the more responsibility I've had, the less time I've had for those like artistic creative outlets. And basically with the grind of life, you know, you're on that treadmill of life, and then you lose a bit of that creative self if you're a creative person. And while there are definitely some creative aspects of my job, a job as a lawyer isn't the most creative job. Like, it's not your typical job that you would imagine somebody who is creative having, right? And YouTube, I had just not realized how creative YouTube is. And I loved that. I could really channel that creative energy into my YouTube content. Everything from coming up with video ideas, how I would style videos, what B-roll I would add to keep them engaging, how I would go about editing them in a creative way. Like, the whole act of putting a YouTube video together is super, super creative. So if you're a creative person like me, you will love creating YouTube content. And the final, and I think my favorite way in which YouTube has really changed my life and enhanced my life, is in building my confidence. Now, I will insert some footage here of my very first YouTube video. So the 1000 hours outside challenge is a concept that was started by a lady called Ginny Urick, a Michigan mum whose aim was to get families outside more. It basically comes from the kind of modern age of technology. And hopefully you can see the difference in me from then, 2.5 years ago, until now. And that confidence, it isn't just there to be seen on my YouTube videos, it's seeped through into my work and how I present myself at work. For my job, basically, I am naturally a more introverted and shy person. As a child, I was so shy. If you'd have told any of my teachers that I would grow up to be a lawyer, talking to clients all the time, they would have laughed you off the face of this planet. So for me, to be somebody in a job which is very like client focused, very outward facing, like, this is like just unreal, okay? And yes, I have built on my confidence myself over the years, but I would say in the last 2.5 years, since I've been making content for YouTube, my confidence has skyrocketed. And this is basically the case that, you know, putting yourself out there on YouTube, and you're putting yourself out for potentially like thousands of people to watch you, and you kind of have to get over your fears to do that. And each time I have gotten over those fears, put myself out there on YouTube, posted another video, I have built my confidence to put myself out there at work, put myself forward for things, and basically like, what's the worst that can happen? You may get 1 or 2 critical comments, but overall people are just so bloomin' lovely. And every time I get myself out there and I achieve that next step, I feel that boost. And in the way that I present myself at work now, it's just so clear to me and to others. I've certainly had compliments on how I've managed to develop my skills of talking to clients, getting my point across in a like succinct, speedier way, not rambling, not feeling like unsure of myself. So that boost in confidence, like, it's been massive. And it is one of the reasons that I started a YouTube channel. As one of my hopes in starting a YouTube channel, I remember saying to my husband when I started my first YouTube channel, if this goes nowhere, at least hopefully speaking to a camera will help me build my confidence. And it really has. Like, it so has. So if you are somebody who is like me, you're maybe naturally more introverted, more shy, and you need that boost in confidence, I cannot recommend YouTube enough. Like, it has totally transformed my life, it's transformed my work life, and it's given me like so many more opportunities at work. The more confident I am, the more I feel like I can put myself forward for things. Tomorrow I'm hosting a roundtable in Parliament. Like, what the hell? Me of like 5 years ago would never have believed that possible. I would have had a mini / not so mini panic attack about the thought of it, okay? And don't get me wrong, I'm nervous, like I'm super nervous about tomorrow work, but I know I can do it. And I have that confidence in my own abilities, but I would never have put this idea out there, designed this roundtable. Like, I am the whole reason it is happening. It was my idea, put it forward, and I have built that. Really, I am just so grateful to YouTube for giving me this boost, for giving me this creative outlet, and for giving me something of my own. Like, I can't tell you how important it is to have something that you've created for yourself, because we have so little of that in life, right? If you're someone like me and you work for another business, then, and you know, you have kids, you have a house, you have all these other responsibilities, you have very little time actually to design anything of your own, and very little opportunity to build effectively a business for yourself. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, absolutely 100% go for it. You will not regret it. It will give you so much in life, and maybe it won't give you the benefits that I have got, and probably your benefits that you will see will be different to mine, but I cannot imagine somebody building a YouTube channel and not learning something, not growing as an individual, not having that creative outlet, not loving it as much as I do. What I would say to you is, when you're building a YouTube channel, do not focus on subscribers and views. Just focus on being authentic, being yourself, being genuine, putting out stuff that you enjoy, that really resonates with you. And if you're making content and you're making it just for clicks, just for likes, just for subs, then yeah, that could work, but it won't give you that longevity on the platform. To be on YouTube for a length of time, like I feel like 2.5 years I've been on YouTube now, I wouldn't have been able to sustain that had I not been interested in the content that I'm putting out there. So I would urge you to 100%, you're thinking about YouTube, get on YouTube, you will not regret it. Do it for the right reasons. If you're building a community, if you concentrate on putting good quality content out there for a community, then you will see success on YouTube. I wish you all the very best of luck. And I think that you will enjoy this video that I made, where I talk about the importance of building a YouTube channel if you are over 40, like me, I'm 41, and I will see you over there. Bye.